Ha. I see the issue here. All right. Almost ready to get started. All right. How about we get started? Today I'm going to be taking the ICE 314 from Cologne to Aachen. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So this is an intercity express service. There are no stops in between. It's just a straight shot from Cologne to Aachen. I've previously had trouble with accidentally ignoring danger signals, so I'm gonna have to keep a lookout on the signaling on this journey. I believe this trip takes somewhere around half an hour or so it's a pretty short one. Hopefully the game doesn't crash or anything on my way there, like it has in the past, specifically with a certain Caltrain service. But hopefully that doesn't happen. So let's get started. We've got a platform on the right, so we're going to unlock the right side doors. And I forgot I need to actually raise the pantograph. Wait. Raise the pantograph. Okay, I always forget the exact process for doing this. I am fairly sure that close the main circuit breaker, raise the pantograph, or open the main circuit breaker, raise the pantograph. Is the pantograph raised? No, it is not. Okay, why is the pantograph not raised? FB0, throttle off. String brake, full application. Raise the pantograph. I'm gonna have to restart this because I always get stuck here. Apply the parking brake. Raise the pantograph. Okay. Once I figure out... Okay, I have to set the reverser. Okay, I'm gonna restart. And then I'll hopefully remember to set the reverser. Alright, so start off setting the reverser, raising the pantograph, closing the main circuit breaker, and now, since the platform is on the right, I'll unlock the right doors, and they should open. There we go. You have people just spawning out of nowhere, walking out the train, that's fine. Now, these pantographs don't look raised, but, you know, we'll just assume they are. Maybe next time I'll do the regional train. Do Flight Simulator and be that plane passing by. It is interesting, nobody's boarding the train that I can see. While I'm waiting, I am going to turn on AFB. RFB. And set the speed limit. That way I don't accidentally overspeed. And we should be ready to go real soon. Brake is released. Throttle is ready to go. Oh, wait. It is important to lock the doors. We don't want anybody falling out while we're moving. Now, we can gun it. Shoot. Reverser forward. FB. Circuit breaker. There we go. I don't know why it didn't work the first time, but it's working this time. Now, I turned on rain, so I can turn on the wiper. You know what, I'm going to set it to in a minute, and it's not raining that much. Although, maybe a little faster. Oh, looks like the speed limit's gone up a bit, so we can speed up a little to 70. Although it's going to go down to 60. So let's make sure our AFB is set to 60. And in about 100 meters we're going to go up to 80. After the whole train passes the speed limit change, of course. And we should be able to go up to 80 real soon. There we go. And I think we're going to hit another speed up quite soon as well. I think there's another one before the 140. Got the throttle set to max. Maybe not. Guess the next one's at the 140. We've got a green signal next. Good. Now our next signal is in 1.5 kilometers and it's green. I'm going to try and manually call out the signals, because if I do that, it'll make it harder for me to miss a yellow signal and then end up passing a danger signal. I forget the names for the signals. I remember that red is danger, but I forget the names for the other two. Whatever. I don't think it matters all that much. Looks like the speed has gone up, and I'm not paying enough attention. I probably would not be a good Good engineer, but whatever. We've got a green signal in about 300 meters. Right... Is that ours? That's not our signal. I don't know. That's our signal. Alright, next signal is at about a kilometer. We've got a green signal. We have a speed limit increase, so let's turn that up. That was to 160. Got a green signal in 300 meters. Green signal in a kilometer. Got our green signal right there. Green signal in a kilometer and a half. We can increase our speed to 250. There we go. I think 250 is the top speed we reach on this route. Which kind of puts it barely in the high-speed rail territory. Got a green signal in 250 meters. And a green signal in about half kilometer. There's our green. Another green signal in a kilometer and a half. Got a green signal in half a kilometer. That red is for the other track. That green right there is for us. Green signal in 1.8 kilometers. So are the signals that it's not showing, like, so it shows me signals up here. Are these signals on block boundaries? Because I'm seeing other signals. Okay, this is a good example because this is the one it's showing. We've got a green in 1.2 kilometers, but it's showing these signals that, like, there are signals in the world that aren't showing up here. Are those signals that are within the block? I'm not sure. Or are they showing me what the next signal is going to be? Alright, here's our signal. We have a signal in 2 kilometers. It's green. Yeah, like that one that we just passed. Is that just telling me what the next signal is? I don't know. We've got a green signal for us. We have a signal in 2 kilometers. Green signal. 1 kilometer to a green. We've got a green right here, and that's the one it's been counting down to. We've got a green right there, that's what it's been counting down to as well. Got a kilometer till a green. That is just another signal. Maybe that signal's for that branch? I'm not sure. But there's the green we've been counting down to. We've got a green in 1.7 kilometers. Got a green in 1.8 kilometers. Yeah, there's no branch or anything, so I'm assuming that's just kind of a mid-block signal. If I see one of those that's yellow, I'll start to slow down. Half a kilometer to a green. Got a green right there. And we've got a green up there. We have a green right there. There's a green right there. I've got a green half a kilometer. It's right there. Green about a kilometer and a half. We have a green right there. Green and half a kilometer. It's looking like it's that one. Got a green right there, and we also have one at about a kilometer. Hello! Hello, regional train. Got a green right here. We have our next green in about 2 kilometers. And there's a green. Got a green in half a kilometer. There's our green. Green in 2 kilometers with the speed decreased to 200 kilometers an hour. Well, they're not the same point. Got a green in a kilometer and a half, speed decrease in about 3 kilometers. I'll start decreasing speed to 220. Got a green in half a kilometer. You know what, I'll go all the way down to 200 because it's going to take a little while. Got a kilometer and a half to our speed limit decrease. I think we'll make it without needing additional brakes. We have a green signal here. Gone. 206. Let's put on some brakes. There we go. Just make sure we made it under the speed limit. We have a green signal in 400 meters. Green signal in 1 kilometer with a speed decrease to 160 in 3 kilometers. So I'm going to set our AFB to 160 to start slowing down. Maybe 170. We have a green signal right here. And then we have a green signal in 1.8 kilometers. The AFB is acting a little strange. Brake is released. I don't know why it's going so slow. We can probably put this up to 180. Unless it's automatically decreasing the speed to stay within the limit. It could be doing that. Oh, I think when I put on the brake, it killed my throttle. Alright, let's decrease my speed again. I'm going to overspeed by a few kilometers an hour for a few seconds, but I think that I'll be fine. For that reason, I'm still overspeeding. Let's decrease my set speed a little bit to keep from overspeeding. We have a green signal in a kilometer. Green signal in half a kilometer. Okay, FB, can you keep me actually within the bounds? Green signal right here. Yeah, I haven't been pointing out signals as much because I've been worrying a lot about my speed. Green signal in a kilometer and a half. We've got one right here. Green signal in a kilometer. Half a kilometer. There's our green signal right there. We've got about 15 minutes left. Unless we get there ahead of time. But if we're doing too well on time, we'll probably end up hitting some hitting some non-green signals, because there are probably trains ahead of us. Here, we can actually take a look, I think. Can I take a look? I forget what button it is. Full map? There we go. So... is that our red? So we have a green there, and then there's a red there. I'm not sure. But we have a green. So we've got a green in about a kilometer. Green in about 300 meters. Green in about 100 meters, right there. Green in about 2 kilometers. We've got a green right here. And we'll have one in about a kilometer. There's our green. Then we'll have another one in about a kilometer. Half a kilometer, I think I see it out in the distance right there. Yep, there it is. 1.2 kilometers to a green signal. There's our green right there. We've got a green signal right here, and then we have another one at about 250 meters. Then we have another one in about a kilometer. There's our green right there. Then we have another one in about 2 kilometers. So at this speed, it's probably going to take about 1/10 of an hour to get there, which is, what, 6 minutes? So if we continue at this speed the rest of the way, we'll get there at about 2:09, which is way ahead of time, but we're slowing down to 1:20 in about 3 kilometers, so I'll get slowing down. Got a green right there and a green right there. Got another green in about 1 kilometer. And since we're making good time, I'm not too worried about slowing down a little too early. Got a green right there and another one in about 300 meters right up there. And we've got a green in about 1 kilometer. Yeah, we still have about 1 kilometer until the speed limit drops, but I think we'll be fine. Got about 300 meters to that green signal I see in the distance, and then about half a kilometer until speed limit drops. Got about 1.2 kilometers to the next green signal. And the speed limit's dropped with about 3/4 of a kilometer to the next green signal. The speed limit's going to drop to 110 in about 2.5 kilometers. I'm going to wait until we're a bit further along to drop the speed, probably until we're about 1 kilometer out, because that's only about 10 kilometers an hour we need to drop. We've got our green signal right there. And our next green signal in about 1.8 kilometers. There's a green. We've got a green in about 3/4 of a kilometer, and a speed limit drop in about 1 kilometer, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the AFB. I'm going to drop the AFB one more, just to make sure that we stay under the limit, and then raise it back up again. I don't know what's going on, why it's straggling by a few kilometers an hour, but not too worried as long as we stay under the limit. 3/4 of a kilometer to our next green signal. We've got about 300 meters to that green signal up there. And we have about 1 kilometer to a speed limit raised to 140. So I'm gonna wait until it shows on my HUD here, because that means that the entire train has passed the speed limit change. We've got half a kilometer to our next green signal, though we've got one right here. And we've got one way up there. Just gonna cruise through this station at a leisurely pace of 109 kilometers an hour. And then we're gonna get raised up to 140 in about 150 meters. With a green signal in about a kilometer. So we're gonna get raised up to 140 real soon here. There we go. Let's get up to 140. And we've got our green signal in about 300 meters up there. We're about 7 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes out. According to the timetable at least. I think we're still doing fairly well on time. We have about half a kilometer to our next signal. I see it up there. There's our green signal. Now we've got about a kilometer and a half to our next green signal. I'm gonna see if I can get the headlights turned on, or if they're gonna bug out like they did yesterday. I think they're fine. Maybe not. So we've got a green signal here, we've got another green signal in about a kilometer. We're gonna drop our speed to 120 in about 3 kilometers. Once we're about a kilometer out, I'll drop the speed. It's only about 20 kilometers per hour. We have a green signal in about half a kilometer. There's our green right there. Then we have a green signal in about half a kilometer. I'm gonna drop to 130. There's our green signal. We have about 4.5 minutes remaining until our estimated arrival time. With about a kilometer to go until we drop down to 120, we have a signal and a speed limit drop at the same point. Now I'm gonna try to set the AFB a little low so that we stay within the limit. And we have about a kilometer to a speed limit drop to 100, so I'm going to set it to 100. I'm going to set it to 90, that way we stay within the limit. And we have about 300 meters to... is it this signal or is it the next one? It's going to be the next one. Alright, now that we're below 100, I'll set it back to 100. And we have about 800 meters to our next green signal. We've just crossed the speed limit change, and we need to go back, we need to go down to 70. I'm going to set it to 60. And I'm not sure. I'm going to apply a bit of brakes. And reapply power. Set the FB to 70. And we should be good for our signal in about 200 meters with a speed limit drop in about 70 to about 70 in about 70, I don't know, something like that. There we go. So we have a caution. I'm going to apply brakes and slow down for the caution. We also have a speed limit of 40. I will hold at the caution. I'm only about 710 meters out from the station, so there's probably just a train currently at the platform. I'll hold at the caution. We have about 2 minutes until arrival time. We have a green signal there, so the caution's a little further up. Let's move up a little. Set AFB to 10. And let's move closer to the signal. Set AFB to 20. Let's set AFB to 30. We can easily stop from 30. I hope. So we're continuing on the left track here. That's our caution signal there. We have about half a kilometer to our destination. 50 meters to our caution signal, and a speed limit drop to 40. I think we'll be fine speed-wise. Alright, we have 600 meters to a danger signal. We have to be very careful not to cross the danger signal. 500 meters to a danger signal. I think the danger signal is just at the end of our platform. Yep, I'm pretty sure the danger signal is at the end of our platform, so there was no point in me stopping there. I could have arrived at the station probably a minute or two early, but whatever. I'm arriving just on time right now. As long as I arrive in the next 20 seconds, which I should absolutely be able to do. Let's idle our throttle. And start to brake. Alright. And unlock our doors. Let our passengers unload, and this should be the end of our journey. I think. Yes. I stopped a little short, I think. But not by much. Actually, I can get out. There don't appear to have been any passengers, which is kind of interesting. I just kind of did this route without carrying any passengers. I guess they needed the train over here in Aachen. And yes, I know this is a route to Brussels. This parking location worked out. Everybody could get out. Alright, I need to lock the doors. I can do that from the rear car here. I believe. Lock the doors. There we go. That is our trip today. So, due 215, actual 215, stop accuracy within 18 meters. I think I did pretty well. That was a total trip distance of about 70 kilometers. It took about 33.5 minutes. I probably could have cut a minute or two off of that, but looking at my speed here, I did fairly well at keeping within the speed limits. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, this dip here I could have cut down on, but barely added any delay. So I think that's it for this trip. What happens if I press continue? Okay, that's it. Yeah, and I think that'll be it for today.